Hello everyone and welcome. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Teresa, and in today's video I am going to show you yet another collection from our January to June 2021 mini catalog. So here's the catalog, and on page 40 and 41 you can see the you can visually see, that is, the Sand and Sea Suite. That is a tongue twister for us. The purpose of today's video is to show you that these catalogs, all the different cards that are in them, you can use them as your inspiration to design your own card, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to take this card, the blue card pictured on page 40, and I'm going to tweak it just a little bit to make it how I want to use it. There are certain things I like about it. I like the Seaside Spray blue. It's one of my favorite colors in the collection in all of the papers. And I love the embossing, and that is used with the embossing folder that comes with this suite. It is called, I want to get it correct, it's called the Seashells 3D embossing folder, and I just think that's so pretty. So stay with me and find out how I'm going to take this card, use it as my inspiration, and create my own card. So let's go ahead and put that off to the side, and let's get started. We are going to use some stamps from the Are Like Seashells, and that's part of the collection. We're going to use that embossing folder, and we're going to start with a piece of Seaside Spray cardstock. It should measure, I'm trying to get this right in my head. I just drew a blank. It's 10 inches by, no, that's not right. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let's see. No, okay, that's correct. I've got the wrong, I flip back and forth between a finished card size of 5 by 7 and a finished card size of 5.5 by 4 1/4. We're doing a finished card size of the 5.5 by 4 1/4. So the long inch side is going to be 8.5, and the shorter side is going to be the 5.5. And what we want to do is on that 8.5 side, we're going to score it halfway through. So half of 8.5 is 4 1/4. So just score it. Don't push too hard. You don't want to damage the paper. You just want to give it a light score. And that score just helps you create that fold. That's all it really does, and it's a good thing though, because it helps give you that nice crisp fold. Now, if you have a boning tool like I have, that helps to really press down on that seam and make it nice and firm. The first thing I want to do is take a piece of white cardstock. This comes in 1/4 inch. So it's going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4, and we're going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment on the inside. I'm going to get a little creative here. I'm taking 2 of the stamps. I'm going to take this dollar, the sand dollar, and I'm going to take the stamp that says, "I'm so happy I found you." And we're going to do 2 different inks on them and hope that this comes out exactly how I want. Using our Misty Moonlight, I'm only going to ink, actually I'm going to ink them both up at the same time in the Sahara Sand, but Misty Moonlight, I'm going to just carefully ink the sentiment, and then using Sahara Sand, I'm going to ink up the dollar, the sand dollar. And that's almost next to impossible to see. It's very, very light. But now I'm not going to lean over it, so I'm going to hope that I get it straight for you guys and apply a little bit of pressure. Let's see how it looks. It turned out just how I wanted it to. I probably would have moved it a little bit more to the left, but then I would have had to get in your way. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to say that this is just fine. Close up your ink. Even if that means that the folks having to watch you do it, close up your ink. You do not want it to dry out. Now we're going to go ahead and adhere it to the inside. Today I'm going to use my Stamping Seal Plus. It is, I mean, I like to use the Tombow glue as well, but I really do like the Stampin' Seal. The only thing with the Stampin' Seal, you really don't have any wiggle room. So you want to make sure when you apply it the first time, you put it down exactly where you want it. And because I've done enough Now watch me mess up by saying that, but because I've done enough, I generally can do this inside card to where I'm happy with it. And there you go. That is fine by me. So that's layer number 1. Now I am going to do something a little bit different. I want to put down first, sorry for all the noise, I'm going to put down a piece of white cardstock. I do like having that border of it, so I'm going to use that. Then, to save time, I took a piece of this Seaside Spray cardstock and I ran it through the embossing folder. That's already done for you. Let me just show it to you. There's your embossing folder, and I already ran it through. This measures 5 by 3 3/4. So you have the finished card size, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4. Came in 1/4 of an inch on each side for the white cardstock. Came in 1/4 of an inch for the Seaside Spray that I embossed. Okay, so we're building up those layers. I also took just a piece of white cardstock and I embossed it, and I cut out just this large shell, the name of which I have no idea. I guess I should have looked that up, but maybe one of you knows. If you do know, go ahead and put that in the comments below. And what I want to do with this is I'm going to pull out that Tombow glue and I'm going to glue him right where he belongs. See, because I had cut him out and I want the white one to go there. So let's go ahead and grab that Tombow glue. And the Tombow glue here I like so much because this is an embossed surface, so there's a lot of nooks and crannies, and is one thing I like about it. The other one, it gives me an opportunity to move it a little if I need to, just to make it I want to get it just right where it belongs. And I start by applying light pressure, and then I'll apply a little bit more. Okay, and while that sets up, let's talk about the next step. I might just periodically push on it a little bit more. I want to do a sentiment that's going to go on the top of this card. It's going to wind up here. So just grabbing a spare piece of white cardstock and pulling the saying that says, "Friends are like seashells, you collect them along the way." Mine's pink because I had stamped it with maybe the Melon Mambo, I don't know, but I stained my stamp. But it doesn't matter, it's not going to transfer off. Let's go ahead and apply it with some Misty Moonlight. Did you hear me squeal just then? Isn't that funny? Let's see if this works. I really like that saying. Isn't it true though? I just think it's great. It's a nice saying. Then what I did is I looked at all the different dies that I had, and from the Tasteful Labels die, I really liked this one because it had just a little punch. It has that the soft rounded edges. It's not too fancy, in other words. And then take that over to the die cut machine where I cut it out. And in the interest of time, of course, I have one already done, so I don't even have to walk away from the table. But do you see? I'm not sure that the camera will pick this up. Maybe in the photo I'll post later, but there's like an edging that's gone around as well. Not a stitching so much, but it's a solid straight line. So I just thought that was really pretty. The last thing I wanted to tell you that I grabbed before we start assembling it, and then really we're done, is I took a piece of one of my favorite ribbons. Let's put it here. Maybe it'll show up better on my shirt. Is that Metalic Seaside Spray ribbon. I just think it's so pretty, and I think like the sea shimmer, so it's all gonna work. Anyhow, let's go ahead and using the Tombow glue, I'm going to apply this embossed piece onto the white cardstock. I'm still trying not to apply too much pressure. This is still a relatively new bottle of glue. It's tricky to go between a bottle of glue that's almost out where you have to push really hard to a bottle that's brand new and filled with glue. All right, and again, the beauty of this of the Tombow glue, excuse me, is that it allows you to sort of move it around just for a quick second. There, I think that's good. Okay, now, I put my sentiment the wrong way. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Well, there you go. I had wanted it to read this way. Silly, silly me. But that's not going to work because it's going to go that way. Mistakes happen. What are you going to do? Go with them. So I'm going to have to reposition it. But tell you what, if you're the type of person who's interested, this is what I do. I take lots of screenshots and stuff so I remember what it is I came across that I really liked. This is how it was supposed to be before I just messed it up. So if you want to take a screenshot, isn't that cute? Oops, let me try to get just right. That's how I intended it to work. That's not how we're going to finish it because I messed up the inside and I don't want to waste anything. So what we're going to do, and it's going to be just as cute this way, is I now have to figure out where I want to put this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus and lay down that adhesive close to the edge. And what's going to happen is the ribbon, I'll wrap around and this adhesive will pick it up and keep it right in place. So before I ever put it down exactly where I want it, you have to get a little creative. Now, if you were the type of person who's very concerned about being extremely even, well, you're going to have to do a little bit more work than I'm going to do. I'm a sort of an eyeball it kind of person. I figure if my eye says it's okay, I figure it's good enough. So don't come through my house with the ruler saying, oh, this is crooked. I'll be like, yep, it sure is. See what I mean? And this Stampin' Seal Plus is so strong. It holds that ribbon just fine. Again, I don't have any wiggle room. Oh, am I putting it on right? Phew. I want to just make sure it's going in the correct direction because I've already done one mistake. And that's the beauty of this being unedited. I lost my editor for a while. She has gotten very busy. Life has taken her away for right now, so I had to grow up and do this on my own. And I do want to place this, pop this up with some stamping dimensionals. So, I don't know why I feel the need to clean that up. So let's grab this. And I'm going to put one on all four corners. Not directly in the corner, but all four corners, and then popping one in the middle. So I feel good about sending it through the mail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get that out of the way. Maybe get that out of the way as well. All right, this is going to turn out just fine. I worried for nothing. I want to get that as even as I can. Isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. I like it anyway. That was a happy mistake. What is it Bob Ross would say? It's a happy little accident. And that's exactly what it was, but it turned out. Now, I like pearls. I have some pearls left over, although, you know, maybe a couple of the shimmery rhinestones. Pearls, rhinestones. I'm going to do pearls. I'll do pearls. And I just want to place some strategically throughout the card. And because this is not in my inspiration, I'm going to have to wing this. So let's just see what happens. Yep, one down there. And the rule of threes, odd numbers supposedly are so much better. So what about here? Tell me you like it there. And the last one, I'll pop it up there. Come on. There we go. And just like that, it is done. Super simple, very easy. I like it. It may be too simple for some people, but I like it that way. So let's go back to our catalog once again. And you can see where I drew the inspiration from. That was my inspiration. I did not copy it exactly. I made it my own, and I'm quite happy with it, even with my happy little accident. So here we go. Let's put together a little vignette in case, like I said, you're like me and you like to take snapshots. This way, the things that were used are right there for you. I don't want that reflecting up too much. I wonder if I just put a little block underneath to hold that up out of the light for you. Nope, that makes it worse, doesn't it? There we go. I'll hold it. Oh, there you go. Now you can take a screenshot. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you wanted, if you had any comments, especially if you know the names of that shell, please put it in the comments below. Till the next time, happy stamping.